Hey folks, welcome to another video series on the Emerald Span Gaming Network. This one's going to focus on monsters and how to bring them to life. Tonight's monster, rats. Alright, so whenever you pick a monster to put into play, you want to think about what's the story that this creature is going to tell. How's it going to interact with the world, the players, NPCs, things like that. Everything going on around the players. What does this particular creature say that they're going to need to pick up on? So there's a couple of things you're going to want to focus on when describing a monster. Sight, sound, and smell. Now a little bit later on you might think about touch if your players get grappled or something like that, and chances are you're not going to have to worry too much about taste, but you never know. So some great sight words for rats could be things like a writhing mound, a quivering mass, a teeming horde, with matted fur and bloody gore all over their mouths. You really want to give them words that evoke a response. So when you're getting to things like smell, you might talk about putrescence or the word fetid. Just anything that can convey a stench or a smell that really lingers. And sounds, things like chittering, chirping, squealing. You could do crunching if they're crawling over something that's breaking underneath them. And rats can be a really sort of typical monster, right? You see rats in a lot of different places. So whenever you're going to bring this kind of a creature, this sort of basic creature to the table, you want to think about what are you going to do to make it different? What's going to bring sort of a unique encounter to the table? So if we're thinking about our story, we might have rats that are diseased. We might have rats with unique abilities. Maybe there's a sorcerer out there who's creating some sort of dynamic, dangerous rat that breathes poisonous fumes or that exudes sort of toxic spores. And so think about who would interact with rats, right? What kind of an NPC might utilize rats as a weapon? Or what kind of quest might involve rats that's unique? You don't want to send your players into somebody's basement to cut off rat tails. You want to send them out into the den of some sort of necro rat that devours bones. And has drugged some sort of like skeletal creature into its lair, and your players need to gather the bones of this creature before it's totally destroyed because they're going to need it for some sort of spell later on. Right? You really want to think creatively, have some fun with it. And does it trigger something in my players, right? Does someone have a fear of rats? Or is someone going to leave this fight with a fear of rats? And how do I kind of build on that and give them some RP opportunities so that their players, not just the characters themselves on the table, but the players, the people sitting at the table can start to interact and think about how their character is going to grow and change based on this encounter. So running rats might seem really basic, but you can do a lot of awesome things with it. Keep track of this video series. We're going to post stuff every week. If you like what you're seeing, hit that subscribe button and like us down at the bottom and check us out on Twitter. See you later.